cut the hole in the top, I'm going to suggest that now mine is not a real full envelope. It's just a thin piece of paper. It was just for the decor. Hopefully before you put the top on, you can just take an X-Acto knife and keep cutting that a little wider until an envelope falls in it just right. And then cover it, and then take your X-Acto knife and cut it from the top so the top edges will look nicer. Okay, take your top piece and have somebody help you with this by holding this down to put a couple lines to cut your hole here. I did not do that because it wasn't going anywhere. And then have somebody hold this down so you can put a couple lines to cut the hole on the second layer. Okay, so then you'll have a large hole in the bottom for them all to fall down in. And then what I suggest, and I can't think of what you call them, I'm going to call them a strap. Go to like Joann's and you can get some wide strips by the yard. And I would use some duct tape on the inside and start at the top, turn it over, and duct tape that at the top, and then have it go down underneath and duct tape it to this one, and then duct tape it to this one, so all the pieces stay together. Okay? I hope you understand. Okay. The Sweet Treat cartridge is what I'm going to show you what I started with first. And on page 42, which is the cake plate, I used the scalloped edging up here on the tags button. Okay, that was the first one I used. And then go back a few pages. No, gosh. You gotta start marking these pages so I can just go right to them. Okay, and then on page 51, I used the Flower 3S, this one, which would be a layer on that. Okay, in the circle. Okay, and that is here. And I cut them anywhere from 4 inches down to 2 inches. And then the leaf is what I used from the home decor, and it cuts out 2 different patterns. And there that is, okay? So what you need to do is you just need to start from the bottom and start cutting the large flowers. And I would keep between 4 and 3.5 to 3 inch on the bottom, and then the next video I'll show you a little bit more in depth on how to start layering things. And then just cut your leaves with the home decor cartridge in varying sizes. Just cut them a few till you get the sizing right and the shape of those two. And then on your scallop here, the top layer has the 8 inch, the middle layer is cut at 10, and the bottom layer is cut at 12. And you can see that they just get, you know, a little longer and a little taller on that. So those worked out perfect for that. And then I'm going to show you with the Sweethearts cartridge there. We're going to we'll start with the envelope that I cut, okay? Now here for this, I just did it in a 3 inch. I think I did it 5 inch there. So on page 49, I cut the envelope. And then on page... oh my God. Okay. Go back to 76. And here is the flourish. And as you can see, it has a flower and heart and dots that goes with it. And I did not use those. I just used this flourish part on the sides of the cake. Now we got to go back this way to try to find, and I should have wrote down the darn page numbers. So now I got to find the car, which has the border. I'm sorry. There we go. Page 65 has the billboard of just married. So I cut that for this in 3-inch. And I think I did the 5-inch too on the project. Just try it out a couple different ways. And then I also cut out the 2 hearts. So here we go. Okay, so here the flourish I cut at 4 inches. So you're just going to have to do some samples on what you think. Now this is the middle piece. 4 inches is on. And then I think 3 inches is on the top, and I think 6 inches is on the bottom, but just test them out, okay? And here's the envelope that I cut to put inside. Now I did it in 5-inch, like I said in there. And then the billboard, what I did is I cut that at 3 inches. I made the pink piece a little bit larger, okay? And then I scored it in 2 different spots on the bottom. And if you have a wider spot, make this piece on the bottom wider so it sits better. And then keep it a little longer, and then I cut it so I can fold it down so it has some support to sit. Okay? And then use some white, that red sticky strip's real good stuff to put on the bottom, to put on the top of the cake. If you want to do an exact replica of this. Do it at 5 inches. And the card also at 5 inches. You can also cut that and put it in there and write envelopes on it or whatever, if you think people aren't going to be sure what, or write cards here please or something like that. Now my next video I will do is sit at the cake and do a little bit more detail on how to place the flowers in that. But decide on your colors and test out some sizes with these cartridges. And, you know, use if you don't have the Sweethearts one, but you have this wedding one of the Solutions one, you could always put the wine glasses across that. You could put the bride's gown. You could put the flowers. You could cut out a couple. You could put the groom's jacket on the front and some of the ring. You know, maybe put the top hat above the coat, and you could do anything. Here's a little. I don't know if this is coming across very well, but you can use any of these pieces. This flower, if this is the only cartridge you have, there's several different things on there you could use. Say you just bought the Mother's Day Solutions limited edition one. You could use this with a little heart on it. You could just put a banner on it and say cards here and add a couple flowers next to that. You can also use this little border down here. The Love Struck cartridges. You could use the top layered piece on, see how you got your layers? You could use this layer and just put it on there. You could use this little border here on the Easter cartridge and use some of these flowers. And then also go back, if you like that flower but you want to put that banner on it, use that banner and that flower. So if you like a flower from Stretch Your Imagination, you know, that's got some wedding stuff on there. If you like a flower from Paisley or Walk in My Garden, or you want to just put their names on it, and you know, they like the Hello Kitty font themselves, you can do, you know, just put their names on it